This is your sign to buy a beater car. If you're in need of a car or you've been planning on getting one for a while now, trust me, from firsthand experience, you want to buy a beater, and let me tell you why. So to start off, let me kind of give you a backstory. I grew up as a Korean American, and my mom is a single mom. She raised me and my sister, and as a result, she never made much money. Plus, she's Asian. I mean, she always thought we never needed a car when we turned 16, whatever. So I never got a car handed to me when I was 16. I got my license when I was 16, but I didn't get a car handed to me. So I didn't get my first car until I was about 18 years old. And my first car was like a $2,000 shitter beater car off Facebook Marketplace. It was a 2005 Honda Civic. Bought that in cash for $2,000 that I saved up from working at Chick-fil-A. And I drove that thing until the wheels fell off, basically. Basically, like, within the first 4 months, it ended up completely breaking down. Engine mounts, ball joints, control arm, fuel pump, everything was just fucked up. Spark plugs, it wouldn't even start sometimes. And it was just like a death trap, basically. So I had to get out of that, obviously. So what I did is I traded that car in. And this is like the first mistake that I made. I traded that car in for a, I think, like 2012 Dodge Ram 1500 with the 5.7 Hemi V8 engine, because I wanted a big red truck with an exhaust, American V8. So I bought that shit, and it was cool at first. It sounded nice as fuck. It felt nice being able to drive around a truck, and I've always wanted a truck, so it was cool, and everything was fine. But I bought that car from like a scam Middle Eastern dealership because I just searched up on Google, saw that it seemed like a good price. So I went to the dealership, kind of got convinced, and I got that car, and it was an absolute fucking lemon. Those Middle Eastern little strip dealerships, they will always scam you. Never buy from one of those places. But I made that mistake, and about a month or two later, that truck ended up basically breaking down. There was like a misfire in 2 of the cylinders, and there was just a bunch of shit wrong with it. Basically, it had like a transmission issue. There was just so much shit fucked up with it that I obviously didn't know anything about cars at the time, couldn't tell before buying that car. So I basically traded that. And keep in mind, at this point, I was so fed up with buying used cars. I was like, dude, this is such a headache. Honestly, maybe I should just get a brand new car, call it a day, and it'll last forever because I'm the only owner. I'll make sure I maintain it well, do all the shit I'm supposed to, and I won't treat it like shit. So that was my thought process after the truck. So what I ended up doing was, and I made the mistake of kind of rushing things instead of actually taking time to shop around, look for a good deal. But I had the mentality at that time I was just going to get a new car because fuck all this used car shit. I don't want to keep getting scammed and keep having to trade my car in or sell it, whatever. So I went to the Toyota dealership, and I ended up trading in my truck. I lost a couple thousand on that, obviously. And I ended up getting a brand new 2023 Toyota Camry, which is what I'm driving right now. This was about maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. And I went into the dealership initially wanting just like a base model Toyota Camry. And, obviously, how the salesmen are. I got convinced into getting like a higher trim version. Like this one has a heated steering wheel and heated seats. Crazy that it's not even pushed to start and made in 2023, but it has some like more options on it. It's like all-wheel drive. So I got convinced into getting that, and the price that I got it for was absolutely fucking horrendous. So I think they gave me like 12 grand for my truck, and that basically just canceled out the loan. And then for this one, I had to start a whole new car loan, and the MSRP on this I think was like $32,000. It was either 28 or 32. I know that's a big difference, but I don't remember which one. But after all the fees and shit it ended up being like 38, which is crazy that I spent $38,000. I went $38,000 in debt basically at the age of like fucking like 19 or 20 just to get this car. And honestly, guys, having a car payment, my car payment minimum monthly was $615. Having that car payment, keep in mind, that's $615. That's not including gas, insurance, oil changes, all that shit. It was terrible. Having that car payment was a fucking pain in the ass. I do not recommend it for anyone, especially if you're young. I could have been saving and investing that $615 every single month, and it would have grown so much instead of putting it towards a car, which is a guaranteed depreciating asset. Think about it from an investment perspective. Cars are one of the worst investments you can make because think about it, you put money into it, you go into debt for it, you have to finance it, so you have, based off the financing, you have an interest rate. That's money wasted. Your car depreciates as you drive it more. Like just right now, my car is depreciating because I'm putting miles on it and I'm using my car. So not only do you have to pay interest if you finance, your car depreciates over time, so it loses value. You also have to spend money for the car. You have to get insurance, you have to get gas, and you have to pay for repairs and oil changes. So think about it. It's all just taking up your money, and it's just going down in value at the same time, when instead you could invest, money into something that's like an appreciating asset, like land or like a house. That's completely different. It's like the complete opposite of cars. That has potential for appreciation. Cars just straight up depreciate. It doesn't matter what car you get. If you drive it and you fucking put miles on it and you use it, it's going to depreciate. It's guaranteed. So the point I'm trying to make is stop buying depreciating assets, especially do not buy a brand new car, because a lot of people don't realize this either. For the longest time, I was just making the minimum monthly payment of $615. That $615 is going straight towards interest. It's not even going towards the principal value of the car. So by doing that, you're like, it's going to take bricks to pay off your car, basically. If you do have a car payment, the strategy you should use is put a little bit extra every month above the minimum payment. So let's say $615. I don't know, maybe up that to $700 a month, so that some of that money is actually going towards a principal balance. That will save a couple years off your car loan term, and you'll end up paying off your car sooner than you expect if you just do that one simple strategy. But what I would recommend to you guys is just to buy a beater car. And what I mean by beater is there's a sweet spot, right? You don't want to get something too shitty that is dangerous and it's going to break like I did. Like, don't get something for $2,000. And I understand that the car market right now is a little bit tricky to navigate, but what I would recommend, and if I could do it all over, I would save up cash and I would get a car for around maybe $7,000, $6,000 minimum. Anything $6,000 and above, you can find decent value. You can get like an old used Honda or Toyota, something that's reliable Japanese and that will last forever. You can find, like, go on Facebook Marketplace or even at car dealerships, and you can find one. I mean, if you guys have connections too, if there's a grandpa down the street or something, ideally you want to at least have an idea of who owned the car before you. And ideally it would be like garage kept, owned by like a grandpa who barely drives, or someone that didn't treat the car like shit, basically. And you can find deals like that for $6,000 and above. It's pretty realistic if you just do the research and take your time. You don't need to rush it. You could find a good deal for that price point. So that's what I would recommend. Definitely take your time in the process. And if you need to get a car loan, if you need to finance the car, that's fine. Try to at least put 20% down in the beginning with cash, and then you can finance the rest. But make sure the monthly payment is something you can comfortably afford. And like I said, don't make the minimum monthly payment. Do not make the minimum monthly payment. Make sure you get a good interest rate too. Have your parents co-sign if you need it, But I would highly recommend just saving up the cash, even $5,000. Saving up $5,000 cash, you have a job and you're living below your means, and saving for the car is pretty realistic even at a young age. So I would highly recommend you guys just save up the cash, buy it in cash, and drive that beater till it dies. It'll be cheap, reliable, safe, and it'll get you to point A to point B. Another thing I noticed too about getting a new car is it's not that cool, man. You're not going to feel different getting a new car. For the first month or two, yeah, it's cool. You have a brand new car while all your other friends, might have old cars, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like a fucking Toyota. It's not like you have a BMW or like a fucking Lamborghini. It's not that drastic of a difference. It's just a car at the end of the day, and after the first month or two, it becomes normal. It's literally just like a means of transportation. I promise you guys, don't buy the fancy car, don't buy the sporty car. Save your money, buy a beater, save and invest the rest of your money. Live way below your means, invest aggressively, and it's a guaranteed path to financial success, financial freedom. You guys can be the first one in your family to really break free from that financial struggle and, really create a different life for yourselves if you just follow these simple steps.